Okay, so this is part 4 of competition keyword research to discover the opportunity gaps in our content creation so we can create articles to be very competitive on Google. And this whole video is going to show you how to take the results that we've gotten so far in part 1, 2, and 3 and the results that are clustered, these keywords that are now clustered into groupings, and we're going to show how to take these and put them into our content calendar for the content series so that we can make outlines for each article. So then we can hand the article outlines to our writers. So we're going to be in Cluster AI. This is our favorite tool for grouping the keywords, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. All you have to do while you're in here is you push download. Once you download, notice right down here you've got this file here. All you have to do is then you go into your Google Drive, wherever you're keeping your keyword research data, and you need to open that. And when you open it, it'll ask, do you want to open it as Google Sheets? You just say yes, and this is what it looks like. So this is not what it looks like. It's going to open as a Google Sheets. Let me show you what that looks like. So you're going to open this as a Google Sheets. Here we go. And the first thing you need to do is you need to rename this. And so we're going to
whatever series.
Yeah, whatever.
How do I name it? The series.
Whatever content series this is. This one is competition. So this one we'll just do big fish competition. Because what we mean by big fish is these are the big competition heavy hitters on Google that are the big websites that have a lot of traffic. So big fish competition series. And then you can see here we have keyword, and then we have the variations of these keywords. And so notice that this first one here, sundowning, we have this keyword sundowning, but between all the variations of this word sundowning, look at this. These are all the different variations that you can find within this
variations
keyword.
Of potential article
angles and approaches to that word. So it'll make it a very comprehensive article if you can include other things, like for example, what stage of dementia is sundowning? So what we like to do is it's going to sort these by the highest volume first. So you've got sundowning, sundowner syndrome, sundowners, sundowning.
We usually do like the first 10.
Mm-hmm.
Just go with like the first 10 unless there's something in the first 10 that's like ridiculously not going to work.
Yeah.
So, or the same.
Yeah. So
like if it's included in it already.
Yeah, so these are really good. So like what are some behaviors or symptoms, right? So we're gonna grab, let's just grab some of these here at the top. We'll go ahead and, you just want to get a chunk, maybe 10 or 15 of these.
It's probably 20.
And you're going, and wow, man, there's a lot of
sundowners.
There's a lot in here. But you could write a lot of articles, actually, of variations and such, based on a lot of that information. And so
I mean, we could consider actually doing a few articles on sundowning if it's that popular.
Yeah, really could. Different angles on that. So then the next one is ensure drink. So then you take a look at the ensure drink, and ensure drink, ensure supplement, what is ensure for. So these are already pretty good. There's like 10 or so of these.
That's all they had?
Yeah, that's all they had, so that's perfect. So that's already really nice. Dementia stages.
So you're just looking at them?
I'm just looking at them for a second.
Okay.
I'm not really doing anything. I'm just explaining that these are the groupings.
Yeah.
The alternate keyword groupings
Okay, but we don't need to.
for the main keyword.
Let's move on to the next to do.
So the next to do, now that we understand this thoroughly, is each of these is going to be an article. So we need to create a new content series. And to do that, we're going to do that within our content calendar up here. So we like to use Airtable. And
To organize our articles and keep our writers organized. That's what we use Content Calendar for.
and to assign the writers to specific articles. So because it doesn't make sense to add writers all to this same document here. It's not really well explained. It's not broken down very well.
We like to make it easy for our writers. We're going to make their job easy.
So while that loads, I'll just pause it for a sec. Okay, so once you're in your content calendar Airtable view, this is where you're going to we have different content series here. And the different content series is basically groupings of keywords that we have based on what the article is going to be about and then what the alternative keywords are that are supporting that article. So if you were to we need to create a new view because we're going to basically start a new content series. So you click on one of these here, one of these at the very top. You've got these content series drop down area. And so you're going to go and you hover over at the end of the word, there's a little caret. Click the caret and then you click duplicate view. Once you see this duplicate view, I'm going to actually rename this as Big Fish because that's kind of what I was doing. Competitors. Big Fish competitors. Okay, so now we have Big Fish competitors right here. And what we want to do is we want to filter by content series. So you click on the filtered by, and this one is currently under this competitor analysis. We're going to close that out, and we're going to select a new one. And the new one that we're going to select actually has to be created in this. It's kind of like a master import. This right under roles, we have role import. So right under here, we're going to actually have, these are all the articles so far. You're going to scroll all the way to the left, and the content series here that we're going to have right here is going to be called Big Fish, wherever that is. We have to create I think we have to create Big Fish. Yeah, so we're going to create a new record here. Unnamed, it's going to be called
Big Fish competitors.
Big Fish competitors. Okay? So, Big Fish competitors, and you can fill in some other information if you really want to. We're not going to do that right now, but it's really handy though if you wanted to say, okay, this is going to be within this specific project. So then you add your client's project right here. In fact, Amy's Eden is one, so let's just go ahead and fill that in. You can put some information, competitive analysis in here if we wanted to, project total volume, content calendar. Okay. Owner, due date, keyword research, and when it's due, keyword research owner. So you assign this specifically to the person who's going to be doing that research if you want to. When this project is starting.
But let's just talk about what we're doing.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's Big Fish competitors. So that's going to be on any of these new ones that we do. We want to select Big Fish competitors. So for example, we come back over to this Big Fish competitors. I'm just going to bring this tab over so it's right by what I'm working with. And the first one I'm going to do here is sundowning. I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to paste it right here. Sundowning. Okay. And then we're going to scroll over. And these are the alternative keywords here. So the alternative keywords are really the top 10 of these or so. So I'm going to just open this up, and then I'm going to go ahead and select. And I like the behavior one, and I like the symptoms one. And so I'm going to open this one up. This would be really good to have a very comprehensive article. So this one has such high volume that I do want this to be a very big article. And so I'm going to include probably about 20 of these alternative keywords. And my writers are going to need to include about 20 of those. So paste it right in there. And so far so good. We've got sundowning and we've got the alternative keywords. And we're just going to go to the next one. We'll create one below it.
We'll finish it later.
We need to fill out these other things here, but we'll show you how to do the other things. But this is the most important part for this step, is to go through for each of these keywords, sundowning, put in the alternative keywords, and then make sure that it's under this content series, Big Fish Competitors, because when you go to assign this to your writers, you're going to need to come over to this Big Fish Competitors here.
It'll filter it.
It'll filter it through, and it'll be filtered by project, and this will automatically have the Big Fish competitors assigned to it right here. Okay, and it's these are not all ready, but they'll filter in through here. Okay, so that is. It's because it's not assigned to Amy's Eden yet. So anyways, in this import role, you've got to also assign it to Amy's Eden as the, here we go, right here, the project. So this project needs to be Amy's Eden. Great. And then you should be able to see Big Fish Competitors, the first one here, sundowning, and you've got right here, there's the project. And you're going to have...
well, there's still a lot to fill out.
There's still a lot to fill out.
Let's not get into that right now. Let's just keep...
But that's how you set it up. So
okay.
That is how you start it, and then you go through and do the rest of these. Okay. When you have a list of articles, topics, and then you have a whole bunch of these variations of the keyword, you might find that it's better to break this down into a few different articles. So for example, this volume here there's a whole lot of volume here. So more than one article would be a good idea. So the way you do that is, let's say we want 3, first you double click, you just get an idea, okay, there's a ton of variations here. So like maybe that's one article, and maybe these ones right here would be for a whole nother article. And
these ones being alt keywords.
These alternative keywords.
But we do want to choose the article themes by like the 1, 2, and 3 because of this is all organized by volume. Mm-hmm. So we want the main keyword of the articles of 1, 2, and 3 to be high volume. So I would suggest choosing the main keywords of the 3 articles on Sundowners to be the first 3 in the in the in that paragraph basically, and then choose like 10 alt keywords near from there on. Yeah,
so I just inserted a couple of these rows here, and the way you do that is you hover over the number over here, you push, if you're on a Mac, you push Control, and then you just click there, or you just right click, and then insert one row above. And what we're going to do is we're going to do sundowning as one of them, and these are based on volume, and so Sundowners Syndrome might be good, but I'm also thinking if we were to take one that's very specific. So, like for example, what stage of dementia is sundowning might be good. So that would be.
But that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't really matter though, because the keyword. This is the keyword, and that would be a good title. That's. So you're thinking more of a title.
Yeah, or symptoms of sundowners as a title.
But we don't need to, because the writers create the titles. So these are the keywords.
Yeah, these are the main keywords.
Just the main keywords, which is why I'd say the main keywords are the first three.
So we got sundowning, sundowners syndrome.
If it's second, that means people are looking for it.
That's
They're
true.
Curious
That's a good
about
point.
it.
Okay, so we're going to use that. Sundowners syndrome. Very good, honey. I totally agree.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then we're going to put that one here. And then, so we've got sundowning, sundowners as the other one. So we're going to put those three as the three main keywords here.
But the top, like the title of the article could be anything. Any of these variations would make a great title.
Yeah.
So many of these would be really great titles to those keywords.
Yeah. So I'm going to do, you know what, I think we're going to need another one here.
Okay.
Let's do 4 articles on this one because this is just a lot. We like to try to have 10 to 15 variations, tops. And so this is going to show you our thought process on what we're doing with.
Gonna add another
Yeah.
column in there.
There we go. Come on. Come on, baby.
May have to pause it. Just pause it for a minute.
Okay, so what we've decided, since this is so massively huge here, is we've decided that we're going to do 5 different articles. And so we're going to keep this...
That's so that we can include a lot of those variations. Mm-hmm. We want to be able to include, because there's so many variations and so many interesting topics in here, we want to be able to include a lot more of the themes that people are looking for.
Look at all this. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut out those. So I'm only going to leave a small chunk of those at the top. Now remember, the ones at the top are the highest volume. So you don't want to overwhelm your writers, so just leave only 10 or 15 of these. And then you take another chunk and leave the ones at the top again right there. And then you're going to do the same thing again. And you're going to leave a chunk at the top. And...
It's not the same chunk though, right?
Nope, totally different chunks each time.
Okay.
And chunk here. Okay, and then so these are different words, and then I'm going to cut that out, push enter, and then I'm going to click this again, and then this is going to be my last one. And we don't need to keep all these, but let's go ahead and delete the rest here because, gosh.
Well, the volume does go down the further down we go.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
It's fine.
copy those.
If we want to do another series,
If we want to do another one, here, I'll just go ahead and put this little extra bucket on the side. Let's say if you want to keep something.
Move the video if you want.
Here, maybe I'll go to the next one here and just paste those. That's fine. All right. So that's the idea. You've got these articles, and then you've got alternative keywords that you want to find within that article. Let's take a look at ensure drink. That has just enough. That's great. Dementia stages. That's just fine. Hoyer lift. We might want 2 on Hoyer lift. So let's do what is a Hoyer lift as the next the next one. Let's just make this 2 articles. So, and the reason I want to do it this way is because that has 44,000 visitors every month, which is a lot. So what is that Hoyer lift? And I'm going to come back over here. Let's take the second half of these.
So basically when there's a really high volume and tons of variations, it's an opportunity to create several articles.
Yeah. There we go.
So
So Hoyer lift pictures, electric Hoyer lift costs, those kinds of things, right? So
we're just trying to take advantage of a good thing. That's what we're doing.
yeah. So that's going to create another article or two. There are a couple articles. So shower standing handle. There's so many that are for that. Stages of dementia. Again, this one might be one that we break down also. So this one's stages of dementia chart. 7 stages of dementia. 7 stages of dementia chart, dementia stages and symptoms. Let's just use this one because it is different. It's a little bit of a different one than these first ones.
Yeah.
So stages of dementia, we're going to go ahead and create 1 row. Let's do below here, so it's like I'm keeping myself in order here. And stages of dementia here, let's take a look. And dementia stages and symptoms chart. Let's just take these ones, enter, and we can put them here. And you know what? This one's a really good keyword, so we might. It's a lot of ones in here, so we might actually want. That's fine. There's a lot to write on.
We actually have quite a bit on dementia already, but
Okay.
not.
So we're good.
I mean.
So dragonfly meaning, let's see how many words there are here. That looks just right. Ensure definition. Sure, why not? We can write an article on that. It's a little bit unrelated.
The dragonfly meaning, we just need to make sure that we're not super off topic with that, but we just see the related words on dragonfly meaning.
Okay, dragonfly meaning.
Just the related.
Okay. Seeing dragonfly meaning, green dragonfly meaning.
Baby dragon.
Meaning love, baby dragonfly meaning. When you see a dragonfly meaning spirituality.
So we might not. Well,
someone might want to write about that. That's just fine.
Okay.
And we can do these definitions. I think that's just fine. Because Ensure had so many searches on the other ones, we want to capitalize on that as well. Assisted living facilities, this is fine. What we're going to do is we're going to just delete. Let's go ahead and delete the rest of these. I'm going to Control X, so that way I'm kind of copying it, and then I'm just going to place it here on the side for later if we need something more. And then nursing home compare. There's a lot here. Man, this could be a content series also. So, what do we want to do? I think we want to have nursing home, Medicare, nursing home compare, Medicare rates, care, nursing homes in my area.
We already have a lot about, care homes, but
Yeah,
do we not have nursing homes?
Well, we have a lot. So let's go ahead and delete most of these because we've already got a lot of content on that.
We actually have quite a bit, so I don't think we need to do more.
Great. Okay, these are good. What is assisted living? Sure, we can have an article on that. 7 stages. Dementia, Hoyer lift, sling. Let's see, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to have all of these. Obviously, we're going to train our writers to look for the top 10 or so. Ensure supplements, nursing home versus assisted living. Boy, there's a whole lot in here. So let's go ahead and...
We already have articles very similar to that.
Yeah,
So.
if we have some very similar to here already, let's just keep these top 10 here. Okay, top 15 or so. Ensure ingredients, ensure. Let's just, there's what is ensure. Ingredients does ensure have iron. We'll let the writer choose their top 10 of these. Residential assisted living, that looks good. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to about 30 or so of these. We're not going to do them all today. Boost versus insure, my goodness. So we'll just tell our writers to try to get 10.
Okay. To just be sure to get 10.
Just get 10 to 15.
Okay.
I think that's best. Because there might be options in here that they see that they might be interested in writing about. So that's 30. So then what you do, let's take these top 30 here. We'll just copy those. There's actually more than 30 now that we've created additional.
Right, let's not do more than 30. I do 25 to 30.
Okay.
So
since we've changed the ID here, what we need to do is we actually need to delete this, and we need to create this ID, and then what we need to do is we need to do 1, 2, 3, and then all you do is you select these 3, and then you drag this little dot here, and you can either drag it down like that, or you could double click it. And if you double click it, boom, those are all done. So then we're going to start and just do 30 for this series. So this series right there, copy, and then we're going to just paste this into the new series that we decided that we're going to do, and we'll start right here. Expand the table. Don't expand the table. Values outside the table will not be pasted. Expand the table so that all the pasted cells will fit. So to fit your pasted data into the table, we need to add 29 more records. Yep, that's perfect. So add those on. Perfect. And then we're going to go.
we have that twice, sundowning twice.
Oh, we do have sundowning twice.
So just delete that one.
So I can delete that. So what I'll do is I'll just delete that, and we can add something else to it later. We'll just put one in there. Okay, so then I will select these other ones. I'll just skip the sundowning. These are the variations of the keywords. And you go down to as far as we selected on the other one, and this is as far as we went, and we copy, and we're going to simply come over here. We're going to skip that one that we skipped, and then I'm going to paste in starting here. There we go. So now we have alternative keywords here, and this is great. This is very
keywords
good.
and the alt keywords, and then we can finish showing how to finish out this later.
Yep. Later we'll show how to do the semantic words.
And the target word count and the image word count.
And then we have something that will create all of these article
links.
outlines automatically. It's actually using Zapier. We'll show you that in one of the next videos coming up. So this is how to create the raw data for the keyword research. These are going to be the main idea of the articles, and then we're going to have all these additional information, all the helpful stuff to make it a comprehensive article as alternative keywords. And it's just going to be a beautiful article outline that we can hand over to the writers, and they can write a beautiful outline from that. And they'll pick the top 10 or so of these alternative keywords. That is how to bring basically bring the groupings of the keywords into your content series so that you could start creating outlines to share with your writers. Okay, this particular video is to continue on with the competitor analysis for keyword research. Now, the purpose for our keyword research is, of course, to create outlines so that we can hand those outlines to writers and they can write very comprehensive articles based on a main keyword and then these variations. But there's also what's called semantic keywords. Semantic keywords are what Google thinks is very important, not just related. See, these are just a bunch of related keywords, which are great, but they're almost all like synonym type words, which is very good to keep in mind when writing an article. But the semantic words is what Google thinks is also very important to include in your article. Like, for example, if you put sundowning, maybe they want vascular dementia or something like that. And Google knows what's important based on what's currently ranking. And there's ways of discovering what those semantic keywords are. So once the purpose of what this video is going to do is we're going to look at this keyword, the main keyword here. We're going to notice that there are alternative keywords, and we're going to fill in the rest of this information. We've got semantic words that we need.
Let's just do one at a time.
And we'll just do that to not overwhelm. But once we get these all set, each one of these rows can then represent an entire article outline that can be given to a writer. So jumping in here, let's do this sundowning. And what we'll do is we'll just copy, and we're going to log into a tool that we like to use. This one in particular is texttools.net, and this is for the semantic analysis. This is TF-IDF analysis. So it's basically...
Can we see if we can do bulk?
We can't. I looked through it. We can't do bulk. This one you kind of have to do one by one, unfortunately, but it's very simple. You just paste in, and we are the United States, so I'm just going to submit that. It's as simple as that. So you're just going to have to spend a couple minutes.
Remember we were going to add one in between those two?
We are. We don't have to do it right now. But we're going to do one by one real quick.
Well, we don't have to show them every single one. We're just...
So that you get the idea, and then I'm going to pause it. It'll just take a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, so what that has done is we've now initiated a whole bunch of semantic analysis jobs, starting right here with sundowning. And you notice we have sundowning here, and we've got the next ones upcoming. Each of these jobs is processing. What it's doing is it's basically doing a Google search for sundowning, and then it's taking the first 100 results and it's analyzing all the text on those results, and it's weighing the different results with different weights, and based on what's ranking the best, it's going to tell us what words really need to be included in the article. So you see sundowning here. We can take a look at that analysis to take a look at that job. So this is what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to see what other related words must be included in order, and we're just going to look through and see if there's any really important ones. So help is a good one. So, and what we'll do is we'll just I'm gonna separate this out so we can kind of see it on the side there. And then this other one I'm going to use to type in on the side. Here we go. So right over here, semantic words, and this is for the first one that we did, which was sundowning. Here we go, sundowning, and then we've got semantic words here. So we got help, we've got Alzheimer's, so we need to include that word, Alzheimer's. ALZHEIMERS. I'm just going to show you for one of them. This is the tedious part. Day, early, disease. So these are all very related. Health. Time, dementia. Sleep. Care. Resources. So resources. So this is, Google knows that people are looking for resources. This is why it's important to include some of these words here. Changes. And I've already got Alzheimer's and I've already got disease. Let's go ahead. Alzheimer's disease. Okay. Let's see. ALZHEIMERS disease. Okay. So Alzheimer's disease. Let's see. Let's go down here a little bit more. We've got night, because this is what sundowning is all about. It's kind of like a werewolf that comes out. Night, evening, people, confusion. And really we only need 20 or so of these words, maybe 20 or 30. The more the better, but confusion, medical, symptoms. Let's see, read activities. Let's do activities and music. Maybe tips. Okay. Actually, this is, I like, I'm going to include anxiety as well. And learn, and behavior, and caregiver. So the more of these that you have within the article, and agitation, that's good. So the more of these you have within the article, the more Google sees the relevancy of your article as being most relevant compared to other articles. So it's kind of a game for the, I'll do clock, for the writers as well. So that's good. So those are the semantic words we want to include. So that is for sundowning. So then, so just to show you a brief an explanation here. So if you had some content, you could put it in and you can analyze it compared to what is currently most important. Now you can't have this help word or sundowning word listed too many times within the article. You want it just the right proportion compared to the rest of the article. Otherwise it looks like stuffing, keyword stuffing. You can't do that. So it has to look very natural. So yeah, so I think that's really good. So that will be that for that one, and we'll go to the next one. So this part is the most time consuming.
You don't have to show everything out here.
And that's all I wanted to show you for this step.